Alrighty, PG-13. Now, from the year 1982 to 2000, in between that time, I count about 12 tanks. Now, a few of them are exclusives. You have the 1982 exclusive that was all in black from Consumers Distributing, and it was basically a MOBAT that was all in black that came with a Mickey Mouse commander. And then there's the 1983 tank, the 1983 HISS tank, and well, I don't think we're going to count the mail away. But I think you could have mailed away for it, possibly. Now, there was 1985. We're just going to briefly go into that. There's this Cobra tank, and then there's this HISS tank. So, I don't have those ones, and I don't think I'm going to pay a super, expensive price for just having a HISS. Now, the HISS was an awesome tank when you're a kid, you first got this at Christmas, you're like, wow, this is fantastic. The bell-shaped wheels underneath, just made it practical, so it never wore out. It always rolled into battle. One part that always did wear out was the ratchet set in the guns. And, well, BX257, Form BX257, had a video where you could repair these using a paper clip, and you'd have to take this apart, and I repaired 3 of them like that. And well, it kind of sucks that he's vanished. Might be dead, who knows. But anyways, so the HISS tank, when you're a kid, you'd take off the cannon, and you'd also load this up with figures. A lot of space in there, and you'd always have a few figures on the foot pegs on the back, and it did have a tow hitch as well, so it was very durable and a lot of fun to play with. Then there's just obviously the 82, 85, so now we go into the 88, 1988, when we got the fantastic Demon tank. Now, some people might not like it as much, but I love this tank, and I did have this as a kid. And you could move the turrets, and it has dual turrets, plus this can cover the back. So, however, this one, your spotlight got in the way. And the missiles, obviously has a ratchet, so you could fire them off. And you could go over targets. You can see higher up, so you got a better platform. And Destro's chariot also landed on top, his despoiler. And the spotlight did move, but there was no batteries. Common pieces that are missing, are these reflectors on the back and the front. I don't think there's a reflector here. Might be, I'm going to have to look into that. But anyways, I think that's the only reflector that there was there. I do have the box for the Demon tank. The Demon tank did hold 3 figures. And this weapons platform was friggin' awesome. And well, the ferret driver. They should have named him the Demon. Would have been a cooler name. So that was an awesome tank to have. And then we move into 1989. Now, I don't know if you're going to count the HISS-2 as 2 tanks, but it was offered in a vehicle combo with the the crappy mud vehicle. Anyways, the HISS-2 was a awesome step up. Some people always thought, try to open this glass when you actually just pull this part down and you load your figures in that way. That was a marvel of technology for the 1989 hiss. And it came with a track viper. It did have a couple cannons here, another cannon here. This cannon opened up, put your figure in there, and then it held another 4 figures in the back. And this obviously you have to click open and then slide straight, and you could fit 4 more figures in here. So this one held like 7 figures plus figures on the foot pegs. And it didn't have a tow behind though, which is kind of crappy that way. And it had also a couple missiles. So was this a step up or a step down? It's definitely an improvement on the hiss. It would have been cool if it was all black though. And you know, another thing in 1989, we have Destro's Razorback. Now this is obviously a tank with a lot of missiles. We're gonna move the demon out of the way. So this tank here, I never owned, but I recently picked it up. Last year. This last year. Anyways, this one holds 3. It's kind of cool. And it also, like a Razorback, goes up. No, I haven't had time really to play with this, but you know, this thing was kind of neat. Obviously has an engine cover, a couple foot pegs, so you can put 4 more figures on there. So you got another 7. We're having malfunctions already. So this should have had another stage where it should have came down. As you can see, it's just like straight up like this. He's gonna try to shoot all the stuff on the ground. Anyways, it's got like a gyro pod. Oh, there goes there goes the bumper. That's commonly lost part is this. We just lost the bumper. Now, you know, it's similar to it's got similar wheels to the Rage tank, but not like similar design, I guess. But it is pretty cool. It does have a tow hitch. And, you know, it should have been, as well, this should have been black or red. You know, keeping with the Iron Grenadiers. It's kind of crappy that the bumper comes off so easily. But it does roll along pretty good. And, you know, this has a little pod. It doesn't seem to turn too great. We're having issues here, but I don't know, I like it. It looks futuristic. It's almost like a space vehicle. You know, it just kind of sucks that they didn't really have too many tanks for the line, because then the next tank that I have is the 90s, is the Cobra Rage tank. People do love this tank. However, I don't know, the plastic, you gotta like totally wash this thing again, because then the plastic looks like it's starting to decay. So the Rage tank did hold 3. It also had a cool little Gatling gun on the front, a little bumper, so this like basically deflects the bullets. This did the same thing as my Eagle Hawk, I think it was. You have to clean this really well, otherwise it gets all this discoloration. Oh, there goes all the land. Anyways, and there's another gun on the back. This thing does raise up. This cannon also swings out into the front. So, it's kind of a cool tank, but does this lock into place? I don't know. Oh, there it goes. So it does lock into place. We're having a missile malfunction. Anyways, we're picking up the landmines here. So this is a cool tank, but not this color, because it was remade a few times, And when we go into the, obviously, into the 90s, we get another Rage tank, and I think they remade the Rage tank a few times. So it is cool. It does have a lot of foot pegs, so you can hold a lot more figures on there. You know, I like it. There is we're just gonna click on the Rage tank here on the yojo.com, and just to see how many that they made. And yojo.com does not have the black tank in here, so it's kind of strange that it didn't show up. But again, they have it listed as 1997, the Rage in blue, which I do have. So it's the same tank, way better color. And we're just gonna move the Razorback out of the way. Oh, it doesn't have all that molding or discoloration. So I would recommend you skip the crappy one and go with the blue one. This is awesome. You know, same thing, it holds 3 figures. I mean, maybe I'll have to paint this just to get rid of this discoloration to protect the plastic. Take off the door panels and everything else. Also has this other, I think this is supposed to be another laser cannon or something. So, oh yes, the missiles. It does have 2 missiles there. And it's supposed to have 2 more here, so my Rage tank it comes with 4 missiles, so that's a cool thing. But I'm missing 2 for this one. And these landmines are often hard to find, or they're missing. So keep an eye out if you do get a Rage tank. You know, I think it comes with like 5 or 4. There's definitely a few slots for them. So it lays mines as it goes. Which is kind of stupid, because unless you're retreating from battle, then that's good. If you're driving forward into battle, dropping your mines, you can't retreat. So the blue one is definitely better to get. And you know, we're running out of time for the video, so the next in line was the 2000, and obviously it comes with the Rip It HISS tank driver. So again, this is a cool HISS tank to get. Rip it good. So there wasn't as many Cobra tanks for the line, and you know, I did love this tank. You know, it's cool. The driver is similar. Oh, the same driver. He's, you know, fantastic. The HISS tank driver. HISS. So he does look awesome. I do recommend you look for the 2000 tank. Might even be at Ollie's. You never know. And then obviously there's more tanks in the 2000s. A lot more. Oh yes, I forgot the Spy Troops 1993 version. We almost forgot you. The Mobat in red. And again, was this 1993 or 2006? Oh, I'm going to have to look at that again. I don't have any notes. So, it's hard to remember. No, 2003, sorry. So yeah, you go into the 2000s and you start getting more tanks. You know, you get the modern tanks. There's a lot of modern tanks. And there was another one that I didn't have, and that's that crimson one, but this is in red. So you can see there's quite a few tanks. Oh yes, and the Maggot. Sorry, we have a parts one here and another one up here. So that'll have to count as a tank. So I do believe it is about 12